What's up, mechanics? Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to another episode of Tool Tuesday here at the VIM Tools headquarters. We're working with a small tool cart today because the toolbox that was here is shipped to SEMA because that's where we're leaving for in like 2 days.
And when you're watching this, we will have already be at SEMA. So as this is being released, we are currently at SEMA doing our thing. That's why, obviously, we're dealing with this nonsense.
If you're going to be at SEMA, come see us. We're going to be in the South Upper Hall. Our booth number is 37095.
We got a big old booth this year, 40-footer. We got plenty of tools, plenty of new items. We have a car in the booth this year that is entered into the Battle of the Builders. You want to come check that out.
Yeah.
And a special guest.
It's a big change from, what was the booth 4 years ago? It was inside of a different booth. It was just a little tabletop.
Right? We first went to SEMA. It was inside of another booth who was a distributor of ours, and we had essentially, I think it was one of these. I think it was one of these toolboxes full of tools and maybe like 10 to 15 miscellaneous items on the table next to us. That was it.
Well, then that works out. This is a throwback to our first year at SEMA.
For the SEMA episode.
Yeah. And what we got to talk about today is a couple updates, as well as one new product and 3 products that we think don't get enough love, so we're going to bring them back up. But let's start with the updates.
Yeah, okay. So, obviously you guys know the whole saga with our Nora 150s and a container getting stolen and them being popular, so they were sold out quickly. So as we updated you a little bit ago, we had a container stolen full of a lot of product, including these Noras, the Nora 150 and the Nora 150 XL. Now, at the time, they were very popular. They still are very popular, but because we had such a shortage on them, they ran out of stock instantly, pretty much at every warehouse. So people were looking for them. Where can we get them? Where can we get them? We got a lot of calls. And unfortunately, we didn't have them because 3,500 pieces of each had been stolen. That being said, the reason we have them out on the table today is because we got more in stock. Now, that doesn't mean that we're able to replenish the entire stock that was stolen, but you should see your distributors now stocking up on some of them. So if you see them and you need them, make sure you buy quantities because, again, it'll be a little bit quicker this time, but we're going to be out of them very shortly once everyone takes up what we have in stock now. They are back, Nora 150, Nora 150 XL. For those of you who don't know what they are nano offset ratcheting attachments. You have 180 degrees of swivel, 3/8 square drive on the bottom. So you can take any length extension onto it, and now you have that length in a deep box ratcheting wrench, reversible, 12-point. So pretty cool, pretty useful. People tend to like them. And don't forget, the Nora H6 handles are coming out so that you can now put an extension on this handle. Now you have a handle for that ratcheting wrench.
These have been only gaining in popularity. It's been about a year since we came out with them, maybe more.
A little bit.
But they have just been, because as people get them and people start to do reviews on them online and other people in the shop have them, and after you spend some time, people are like, oh, how have they been? Everyone has loved the Noras. They're so versatile. Any length wrench you have in one set. Not only that, they're ratcheting crow's foot because they can bend full 90 and you use an extension, so you throw a breaker bar on the other end, now you have a crow foot. So it's really great for tight access stuff, which was the original reason why we brought them out, was to reach areas that were hard to get to. But we have a few variations of these that we're working on, and we're not going to spoil anything, but just know, you can probably guess what it is. But we're working on a few different things and a few different other tools with the same style situation where you use an extension as the handle, so that's going to be exciting. We'll have a few of those samples at SEMA, so if you're at SEMA, come see it and ask for it.
And I'm sure next week you'll see a video with a lot of that stuff, or all over social media you'll see different videos from different people, because this time of the year is when a lot of that stuff comes out, because so many people come by the booth and do videos. But like you said about they've been getting more and more popular as they've come out, which is the opposite of what a normal product would trend as. And I think that speaks a lot to the product itself, meaning people thought they were interesting. They didn't know, they were skeptical because they didn't know how it would work. Once people started getting their hands on them, they saw how well they worked, they got great feedback, and it started taking off from there. So Nora 150, Nora 150 XL, get yours today.
Yeah, and now we have a new product that we posted on Instagram recently, and that video took off, and we have sold a ton of them since.
Yep.
And that is our AHT PK100, the Air Hammer Tire Plug Kit. It is a reamer and a needle on an air hammer attachment. So you can use an air hammer to just right through a tire. Semis, off-road tires, anything where it's a little more difficult with a thick tire to have to push through with your hand, just use an air hammer and blast through the tire, no problem. Now, again, that's a two-piece set. It's the reamer and the needle, and they are 6 inches in overall length, so you can get through pretty much any tire, especially those semi-tires because they're pretty deep. They're pretty cool.
They are neat. They are neat. The fact that they go on an air hammer, I think, is what intrigues people, and the fact that they work very well is what keeps people on them. Now, obviously, there are multiple variations of similar tools. It's a very simple product, but if you've ever used a cheap one with, you know, a plastic handle per se, and it's broken on you and you're trying to get through a tough tire, that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
It's one of those controversial products because a lot of people in our Instagram comments were saying, like, you know, be a man. It's like, okay, come on. You really just want to make the job harder.
Our videos get that a lot. The whole, come on, you have soft hands, be a man. But you know, the product sells, so apparently there's a lot of soft hands out there. But take it.
Especially because the guy that was using it in the video was an older gentleman, and he's been doing this a while. So at this point, he's like, you know, I'd rather blast through this tire than have to sit here and push through it with my hand.
I really don't understand the concept of working harder instead of smarter. A lot of people think that that's what you got to do. That's how brawny people do it. I don't get it. But hey, whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, that is the AHT PK100. It's brand new. We've sold a lot of them since. So if you want one, hurry up and get them because they're going fast. Now we're moving on to some stuff that doesn't get a lot of love, but we've had it for quite a while. These are newer than this. Actually, this is the oldest.
That is old. That is an old boy right there.
Yeah. Okay, and a lot of you guys probably know what this is. The DD2 and the DD3. Oh. In these nice little packages. I'll pull this one out. This right here is the DD3. Okay. It has a attachable square drive. This is 3/8, but once you remove it, this is a 10mm ratcheting wrench with a spin wheel on the back and obviously a square drive at the bottom. So you can attach an extension. Now you get to offset areas with a thin head, especially if it's a 10mm bolt that you're working with. Now you have a thin head 10mm ratcheting wrench, or throw a 3/8 socket on there. Or if you want to just use it as a palm ratchet, you can. It's just a mini ratchet. We have the same thing in quarter. So, and these are reversible. Reversible, spin disc, bit drive, or quarter square drive with the quarter female on the bottom. So now you need to get somewhere deep and offset. You got it. Throw breaker bar on the top, ratcheting crowfoot. So that is the, actually put that down.
I like those boxes.
Yeah. These boxes are, they have a magnetic clip. Bam. So you actually, you know, you don't need to throw these boxes away. You can just keep these in here, put them in your toolbox. Listen.
It's like proposing to a mechanic.
How satisfying is that? Wait. Okay, so DD2 and DD3, those have been out for quite a while.
They're popular. They consistently go in and out of stock, meaning they're moving, they're turning pretty quickly, and it's not one we talk about often because of the fact that it moves pretty quickly and it's an older, more mature product, but it definitely deserves some love, so that's why it's here today.
It's something that people will always have a use for, and we've had it for a long time.
And, you know, the less space a tool takes up in your toolbox, the better off you are, especially if you use it a lot.
Tiny tools. All right, now we're going on to the SCF 100. This is one of the first products that we released after changing the colors and bringing everything into
One of the first foam items.
One of the very first foam items. So if you guys know VIM at all pre-2019, 2020, this is when everything switched over and everything started to become green and you saw all of that stuff and all the new products. These are all spring-loaded crowfoot wrenches, quarter, 3/8, half-inch. Obviously, the mini. You know, we actually make this in a keychain version as well. We sell that. That is the SCF 14K keychain. But, so these all have size markings on the back. So it actually tells you the fastener size that these work with, and it'll tell you in metric between 5 to 12, and in SAE 3/16 and 7/16. They are spring-loaded, so if you're on a fastener and you need to ratchet back and forth, you can do that. This is the SCF 12 from 14 to 32, or 9/16 to 1 1/4. There's multiple ways you can use it. You can use it with an extension, right? If you're trying to get somewhere offset. You can use it with a breaker bar if you want to flex it full 90, so you have something that's more like an actual wrench with a handle style. But that's a 3-piece set, the SCF 12XL, and we are SCF 100. We sell these all individually as well, and we even have a extra large version. Is that behind us anywhere? We have a few different variations of this. Obviously, these are the ones with the female square drive at the bottom, right? But we have an extra large that isn't in the set. This one will go up to 48 millimeters, or 1 inch and 7/8. So this is the SCF 12 XL, right? The largest of these four. Or we have one that fits onto our extendable handle.
Which is the same as the SCF 12 XL, except the bottom is not a female square drive. It is meant to go on our TRK extendable handle system.
We call this one the Alignment Enforcer. We even have a t-shirt designed around it.
We do have a lot of new t-shirts, by the way. That reminds me, check out our new t-shirts on our website. You'll probably see a lot of those at SEMA, but check them out.
Yeah. So this is the TH21 handle, like he was saying. It extends up to 21 inches with the attachment for a crowfoot at the top.
Boom. And then some of you might have recognized these because we sell the 3/8 and the 1/4 inch along with our SMS 400 and SMS 600 socket sets. So that's where you would have seen these before, but for those of you who didn't know, obviously we have a full set of them, and that's why we're showing it. And the reason we kind of held off on showing some newer items here today is because you're going to see a lot of them next week at SEMA, or this week at SEMA, for those of you watching, next week on Tool Tuesday. And
well, that and we've said that we were going to stop showing things before they got into stock.
Well, yeah.
It was creating some, we'll show something here and then everybody gets excited about it and then we get a bunch of back orders and everyone's like, where the hell is it? And it's like, well, we showed it before. It was like a prototype still. So, but we have a ton of new stuff coming. A lot of it's going to be shown at SEMA, prototype or not.
You
so
have
you'll
to
see
show.
it.
You go to SEMA, you're not wasting an opportunity to show new products.
Yeah, you'll see it.
Even if you're not getting them for a while.
And even if it's not posted directly from us, you'll see it from all of the other influencers in the industry. They all stop by the booth, take videos with us and
It's
stuff.
an exciting time, honestly. It is one of the shows that is the longest but goes by the quickest because you're busy nonstop and you talk to so many different people about so many different things that it is a good time. If you haven't gotten out to SEMA and you have an opportunity to, make sure you take advantage of it because honestly, it's useful for so many different levels: distribution, manufacturing, end users, everything. Go check it out, see what's there.
Car enthusiasts. I mean, obviously there's a ton of that. Drift shows outside in the parking lot. They got massive trucks, like with crazy speaker systems and paint jobs, and it's really, really awesome to see.
And you can walk around all day.
And the last day on Friday is open to the public, so you can just come in.
Yeah. So take the opportunity, check it out. Check us out, VIM Tools. We got all this stuff. Booth what?
37095.
Booth 37095. We'll see you there. Peace.